later, and now Nataliya Bystra, spokesperson for the State Service of Emergency Situations. Good morning. Yesterday was a very hard day for our service. We lost three of our workers. Yesterday at 2 a.m., the terrorists have again shelled residential blocks in the city of Avdiivka, and as a result of a direct hit into her own dwelling, our worker, who was head of the financial service of the 15th Fire Brigade of Donetsk, was killed. She had a small daughter who remains now without her mother. At 10:30 a.m. in Kiev, there was a fire in a two-story building in Holosivsky district of the capital at 38 Saksahansky Street. And this was a large-scale fire. It was liquidated at 11 minutes past noon. However, during firefighting, two rescuers died. One of them is a 24-year-old Senior Lieutenant Andriy Stupakivsky and a 35-year-old Sergeant Denis Rytov. They worked at the decisive direction of extinguishing the fire and did all they could so that the fire does not engulf the adjacent residential block of flats. The rescuing detachments of the State Emergency Service continue to work in the east of Ukraine, restoring the life and everyday life in settlements of Donetsk and Luhansk region. The repair works continue in the city of Avdiivka, where they continue to restore the building of the 13th Fire Brigade that was damaged as a result of the shelling by terrorists. Yesterday, 175 people, including rescuers and communal workers, and 29 vehicles were involved in restoration work and providing for the everyday life of the population on the territory of Donetsk and Luhansk region. These works are being held on the territories where combat action has stopped. Over the last 24 hours, the electricity supply was restored to 5 settlements in Donetsk region and 6 settlements in Luhansk region. The emergency brigades were able to start repairs works on 2 lines of electricity supply that provides electricity for Avdiivka chemical plant. Also yesterday, 7 electricity generators of different capacity were delivered to the territory of Avdiivka chemical plant. And in Avdiivka, the supply of electricity to substations was partially restored, which led to partial restoration of electricity supply to many houses in Avdiivka. Also, on the 3rd of March, after restoration works, the electricity supply line, the Debaltsevo-Vostochna, was put into order, still without air electricity supply. The Mironivska electric station remains also the electricity station in Vuhlegirsk, and Mironivka electricity station number 2. If the green corridor is provided for emergency brigades, then the restoration of electricity supply may happen much faster. In Mariupol yesterday, the enterprises and communal services engaged in removing the aftermath of the shelling by terrorists of the residential district Schidny. Every day, the points of meeting citizens in Slovyansk and Konstantinovka register and help residents of Donetsk region who leave dangerous districts on their own. They are being offered to go to other regions of Ukraine where they get dwelling, which is capable to temporarily house them, and they get the social help guaranteed to them by the state. Over the last days, 335 local residents left dangerous areas in the east of Ukraine, among them 7 children of preschool age and 5 people who could not move independently. So, starting from the 28th of January, 11,462 persons, including 2,246 children and 348 people with limited capacity, were evacuated or left on their own from the settlements of Donetsk and Luhansk regions. And I emphasize again that all of them got the necessary help and temporary dwelling. So, starting from the 6th of June last year, from 768,881 persons were resettled from the areas of anti-terrorist operation and the temporarily occupied territory of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea. And this account for 437.5 thousand families. The greatest number of IDPs are now in Kharkiv region, over 145,000, Luhansk region, 138,000.5, Donetsk 101, Dnipropetrovsk region 8,000, Zaporizhia 59.5 thousand, Kiev region 35.5 thousand, and the city of Kiev 39,000 people. The smallest number of IDPs are now in Ternopil and Chernivtsi region, almost 2.5 thousand each, and Ivano-Frankivsk 3,000. At present, we have more than 907 objects of different forms of ownership where we can house 15.5 thousand IDPs. Besides the infrastructure and transit towns built within the framework of the help from the government of Germany are being constructed in Dnipropetrovsk region in the cities of Pavlograd, Dniprodzerzhinsk, Kryvyi Rih, and Nikopol, and also in the cities of Zaporizhia and Kharkiv. In general, they may house 3.5 thousand people, and at the moment, almost 600 IDPs from Donetsk and Luhansk region are living there. Yesterday, a ceremonious opening of a transit town in Nikopol, Dnipropetrovsk region was held. This settlement is to house 456 people, and there they can live as families with children. At the moment, we are preparing to open 2 settlements in Dnipropetrovsk and Dniprodzerzhinsk. Do you have any information on people who died at the Zasyadko mine? I have the information as of the as of 7 a.m. 33 miners died, 14 were wounded, and 13 were brought to the surface. Did the people who control the situation in Donetsk provide an access to help at the mine? No, I don't have such an information. Thank you, Natalia. And the